This video discusses setting up factory options and defining factory content. Factory options are associated with the document and establish the defaults for factory data. In the Application menu, click Options, go to the Factory Assets tab. On the tab, check Enable Cloud-Based Assets if you want access to additional factory content. If you use Inventor-based content, specify the Inventor project file associated to those assets. Now let's set the factory options. Go to the Factory tab. Here you specify selection behavior, how Inventor responds to using the 2D layout as an overlay, and the document settings that pertain to the factory data. So let's click Station Default, and I'll set the uptime to 85%. In the transportation defaults, I'll set human cost rate to 0.75 units per minute. Click OK. I'm going to turn off the dimensions layer as I don't need them at the moment. Next, we're going to look at creating a product. Products are the various components and assemblies that are manufactured in the factory. To define a product, on the ribbon, select the Factory tab. In the Material Flow panel, click Product. A product node is added in the browser. You can double-click the browser node to rename it at any time. Now we'll define a nested set of products. In the ribbon, click Product to define a second browser node. Then right-click that new node and in the context menu, click Add. You can continue to add and nest as deep as you need to go. Products can be any level of component manufacture. As you can see, it's very simple to nest multiple products within other products. Now let's look at creating stations. Stations are the various locations within the factory where the manufacturing operations are performed. Stations can be defined using simple geometry, such as a rectangle. You can use existing legacy geometry, or you can use geometry and 2D factory assets together. In the Material Flow panel, click the Station command. A station node is added to the browser. In the Graphics area, select the geometry that makes up the station. In this case, a simple rectangle. Then, select the location for the station connector. You use station connectors to define routings. Continue defining stations as needed. You can rename stations to something more meaningful for your manufacturing process. Note, you can quickly create stations from simple geometry and later modify them by adding more geometry, or even better, by adding factory assets. Let's look at how you would do that. To include additional geometry or assets after you've already defined a station, all you need to do is right-click the station you want to modify and click Redefine. Select the station geometry and add additional geometry or 2D assets that represent the station. Press Enter. The defined connection point remains as is. Next, we're going to create some routings between the stations. Routings display the general material flow for the factory for any given product. In the Material Flow panel, click Routings. In the browser, you'll see products displayed. Select the product whose route you'll be defining. In the graphics area, select the stations in the order of the use. Not to worry, you can also modify the order later. The Routings command creates jobs with associated operations based on the stations visited when you define the route. The value in routings is that they are used later on for analysis, transportation, as well as machine utilization. For more information about layout analysis, watch the factory layout analysis video.